Most people do exactly the opposite of what actually helps them to calm their anxiety. I know I did, and I see it all the time with my clients. So, in this video, I'm going to share 5 common mistakes that might actually fuel your anxiety, what to do instead, and how to help you get out of this anxiety cycle. The first mistake is to stop treating your anxiety like you need to solve a math problem. We as women, we like to solve everyone's problem, our kids, our partners, taking care of our parents. But that approach actually backfires when we talk about anxiety. Because when we can't solve this problem, it's frustrating. We started to think maybe I did the technique wrong. Maybe I'm not breathing correctly. Why is it not going away? I work with a client. She likes to shake her hands, really shout to the space that, go away, I don't want you here. And I like that enthusiasm because that shaking part actually helps to release a lot of tension from the body. But the words are counterproductive. The body might think there's still danger and might hold this anxiety for longer. So, what should we do instead? What really helps to break that anxiety cycle is to bring more safety into the body. And one way of doing that is by a method that we call resourcing. A resource is either something or someone that makes you feel loved and supported in your body. It can be a person, it can be an animal, it could be a spiritual being, whatever works for you. For me, for instance, is my dog or my horse. When I think about them, my body just naturally calms down. My body feels warm from the inside, warm sensations around the chest and the tummy area. So when you find or think about creating a resource for yourself, notice how does your body feel? Notice where do you feel those sensations and allow yourself to spend time there noticing those sensations. A lot of my clients, they feel it around the chest, around the stomach, sometimes even around the arms or around the fingers. So when you feel anxious, instead of pushing it away or solving that math equation, bring that resource in. Allow those safety sensations to be here and to support you through it. That will help your body feel much safer and the anxiety will go away much faster. The second mistake is to stop giving your anxiety your full attention. So if I give you a red button, for example, and I tell you, whatever you do, do not press this button. What would you like to do? To press that button, right? You focused on that red button. Anxiety works the same way. The more we analyze our symptoms, the more we check it all the time, the more we think about why does it not going away? The more we think about, is it getting better or am I getting worse? The more attention you give to your anxiety, the longer it will stay because your body doesn't even know when it's safe to relax and when it needs to stress out again. So what should you do instead? Bring your attention to what's happening right here and right now. For instance, feel your toes in your socks or in your shoe, or wiggle your toes and feel the ground underneath. Or maybe you can look around and see what can you see around you, like flowers, your dog or your cat, a tree, a picture on the wall, and then listen to the soft sounds around you. Touch something like a soft blanket, a pillow, your pet fur. By noticing what's happening right here, right now, you're actually stepping out of that anxiety mode, which is in the future, and practicing being more present. That really helps to calm your anxiety down and step out of that anxiety cycle. The third mistake is stop looking for what's wrong. We are so used to look for problems, to what went wrong and the bad stuff. And that's okay because it's part of our survival skills and it helps us to feel protected. But I want you to notice how many times during the day have you thought about, do I feel anxious? How do I get rid of it? Maybe there's something wrong with me. The thing is, when we focus on the bad or the negative things, we're actually missing the moments that we felt okay. Like maybe we had a nice coffee in the morning. Maybe we had a laugh with a friend. Maybe we didn't feel anxious for about 10 minutes during lunchtime. Those moments matter. So what should we do instead? Start noticing what went well today, even if it's a small thing. You can document it, you can journal about it. And then on those rough days, you can go back to that journal, reflect and read about those nice moments when you felt loved, you felt supported, and you felt okay in your body. And it's not about positive thinking. It's not about pretending that you are okay. It's about starting to notice the good moments and how it feels in your body. The next mistake that I see so many women do when they feel so anxious is trying too hard to recover. And I made the same mistake, and I see all my clients do the same thing. I was trying to analyze my symptoms day and night. I was reading books about anxiety. I was watching videos. I asked AI, why do I feel this way and how I can feel better? It just creates more mental noise and more pressure to fix ourselves. So what should we do instead? Bring more safety into your body. Choose one or two methods that actually work for you. For instance, I've got a lady, when I ask her to breathe deeply, it makes her more anxious because then she's thinking about her breathing techniques. Where another lady, when I ask her the same thing, it actually relaxes her and calms her down. So notice how you feel about each technique and notice what it feels in your body. If you feel tense, this is not the technique for you. If you feel calmer, this is a technique that might worth repeating and practicing. Always go back to your body and notice how it feels. The next mistake is don't expect strategies that worked back then to work right now. If you're a woman over 40, you probably noticed that strategies that help you manage your stress or your anxiety levels back when you were 20 or 30-year-old do not work so well now in these days. And that's completely fine. It doesn't mean that you went backwards. It doesn't mean you need to fix yourself. It doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that your body needs something else right now. Maybe it's a different technique. Maybe it's to reduce pressure on yourself, to fix yourself. So what should we do instead? Help your body feel safe. Maybe you can go for a walk on the beach. Maybe you like to go to the park. For me, I like to spend time with my horse outside and be in nature. It's not about searching for the perfect technique. It's about noticing what helps your nervous system feel much calmer and much more relaxed. And allow yourself to feel the way you feel at the moment. The less you try to fight your anxiety, the less tension will be in your body and you feel much calmer. And if you like more anxiety relief tips, watch my next video.